following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 2.
The storm keeps pushing on as we head into the regional finals round of the Meteorological May tournament. And here in this matchup to kick things off, we have two players who are looking for some redemption here as they both look for their first Final Four. Hello everyone and welcome to MRE Uno's Meteorological May Tournament 3 of the D2 season. I'm your host G-Man. Kicking back from a crazy D1 finale last night where we saw Mac Johnson get the victory here. We now roll over some more D2 action as we start the regional finals round. Starting off with the Drought regional final. And again, two players who were looking for redemption here. Both made the regional finals round in February, but both end up being unsuccessful in this round. They'll get another crack at it here, and one of them will be able to make their first Final Four. We'll see who it is. But we'll jump into our bracket here as we are really getting down to the last few matches here. But this has been a very by the forecast tournament, ironically, as see here, no double-digit seeds remaining in the bracket. Only one non-top 4 seed left in Bob Ross in the altimeter region, but a lot of chalk throughout this one. But Red Taco starting us off in Drought, but later tonight, 9:30 p.m., we'll be going into Barometer with Ridley Cyan, a 1 vs 2 matchup. That does not get any more chalkier. But then we also have on Monday at 9:30 the Cyclone Regional Final with Ami Mahale, which is also our second 3-4 matchup. And then finally with the Altimeter Regional, White Spider and Bob Ross go at it. Bob Ross, the very clear underdog remaining in the field. We'll see if he can make a massive statement and make the Final Four, especially in a tournament that has seen so few upsets. We'll see what happens, but we'll head over into the stream. I'm joined by my co-commentator, Nifty. This is, I wouldn't say an early match, but 11 a.m. we usually see stuff more towards the afternoon, but for some people, I guess it's early if you're Pacific Coast. But I mean, walk me through this, Nifty. Both these players unsuccessful in February in this round. Get another opportunity here, but both have been on a pretty good run, all things considered, for this tournament, and both are relatively on the bubble right now for the at-large conversation. A win here would be massive in both getting another win to make the Final Four and also a quality win on the season. So talk me through the importance of this game for both players and what they're going to need to be able to do to get the win here, especially with now being best of 9.
Yeah, May has been a great month for these two already. Both of them securing their spots into the LCQ earlier in the tournament and pushing those runs even further to, like you said, become on the bubble for D2 championship. Hopefully they can survive the drought here and continue pushing ahead to potentially lock in a D2 championship spot by winning this tournament. We got the King of Red versus the Tyrant of Tacos. I feel like I saw Taco in an earlier match against Arnhem. Definitely had some dominant play there with not drawing a single card, self-drawing, until the very last match. I've seen Red more as a ref so far than as a player, but he 4-0'd short last round, so there's definitely these are two tough competitors for sure. I mean, 3 seed, 4 seed, neighboring seeds finally meeting up here at the regional finals. Both of them looking to make their first Final Four, like you said. It's there's a lot on the line here. I think they just both gotta stay focused on the goal, not get too caught up in the excitement of where they're at, and yeah, I'm excited to see who can survive the drought.
All right, we'll see who gets the win here. We'll go to our players. Tevin's doing something in Noodle Lunch, I don't know. We'll go to our players. Start with Red, who will type his answers out for this one. It's been quite the run, all things considered, for you, Red. You got that LCQ security this tournament, but has been just on a roll since then. Coming off a sweep in the last round, only person to have that sweep in the round of 16. Some of your thoughts here as you go up against Taco, who's definitely going to be your most difficult opponent of this run so far, and just what you're expecting going into this, and just, I guess, the general game plan on how you're going to attack this to try to get the victory. Again, he is typing, so it might take a little bit, but and we'll see how this all pans out, but for the most part, it's gonna be a game where I think a lot's on the line here in terms of the playoffs. Yes, Fitzy jumps in. Welcome.
Got a decent crowd here this morning, despite how early it was.
That is good. Some people like morning Uno. I wouldn't say early morning Uno, but morning Uno.
There could be earlier, worse times for this.
I mean, there were playoff games last season that were at 7 a.m. So,
Oh
um,
gosh.
all right. Well, okay. So while Red's typing, let's just go to Taco. Taco. This is kind of a bit of this is a similar spot to Red where you're trying to go for redemption, but you're coming off a massive win in the last round, beating Joao, who made the finale last tournament. How do you try to carry that momentum into this match, and make your first Final Four in your career?
Well, I mean, coming off that last match, I need to. Yeah, obviously, I think I did pretty good when it came to play over the entire game. I obviously made that one blunder right at the end when it came to the power play and the Uno call out. But outside of that, it's really just playing clean the entire way through, keeping and executing the strategy that I have in place, and I wouldn't mind getting a little lucky. Obviously, I don't expect to get the type of luck that perhaps I had in some of the games I've had prior to this every match. But you know, I wouldn't mind getting a little bit. But hopefully, I'll be able to execute regardless of what my luck is, and just keep chugging on and try to make it to the final four.
All right. Well, again, a little luck could go a long way, so don't blame me on that one. But I think Red is close to just typing out. I'm what's it called? All right, here we go. Like what Nifty and G said, I secured a spot at the LCQ, and that's a huge accomplishment for me. But this is the same spot where I lost to Bree in February. But things may turn around for me this time. We'll all have to see. Again, that is true. Red lost to Bree. Technically lost the debut of the tournament battle there. In the regional finals in February. Taco lost to an eventual tournament champion Luke in the regional finals in February. We'll see who gets the job done today. All right. Referee is going to be I don't know why I'm blanking on this. But referee is going to be, I think, Yoshi for this one. Yeah, so Yoshi will be the
Yep.
ref for this one. He'll give us the call for game one. Red is the higher seed, so he has the call. And we'll see what Red decides to kick things off with.
A gentleman's shake to start off the game.
Of course, good sportsmanship. We'd love to see that. Got the handshakes going, but now we are going to get down to business here. As game number 1
No
is gonna
more
start.
handshaking, just hands and cards to play.
That is true. Starting with 12, and we are underway. Red 6 is going to be the opener for this one, which may be a little favorable for Red, but he's going to switch off it right away.
No red for the king, going over to yellow.
I mean, he does have yellow on his scoreboard, so not necessarily the worst color for him, but feeling better by starting off with the yellow here. Taco's going to make the switch early, though, to green now.
Bit of number of fish early on here. Oh, a lot of it.
I mean, I was about to say, we're seeing a lot of multiples of 3 there, but Red's going to break that up with a blue, too.
Feeling out what they have on each color, maybe.
Essentially, I mean, this is already Pandora's technically, although Red we really didn't see much. But back to yellow now.
Kind of hard to read what color they want to keep on.
They're both loving those switches. And it's going to be a 3-card run into the green now. That gives Taco an advantage, and that forces Red into a bad spot here.
They're both drawing.
Taco's ran out as well. He ran himself into a dead end there.
Was probably hoping for something else to switch off of, but no luck.
And now we're in Draw City. Red gets a top deck here looking to break it. And he will not, so we keep going.
Still drawing. Taco's still slightly ahead, but really, depending on what ammo they kind of pull out here, I could see Red pulling it. Yep, making it even with another top deck. Switching over.
Got the switch there. Now let's see what both these players can run on here, as blue seems to work for now.
Likely won't be seeing a return to green anytime soon. There's the red that was avoided earlier. Finally switching back.
Ooh,
As Taco denies King of Red's run.
crossover back into the blue had the card efficiency on that one, and Red's going to have to keep going on blue.
Maybe looking for another way to switch back. It's tough to do so with Taco continuing this run on blue. Yeah, there's already been a few 6s laid down.
I'm
Not
kind of
sure
surprised.
Hmm?
Sorry, to cut
You're
you
good.
off, but I am kind of surprised that Taco's doing the Yepes type strategy with the color switches this early. But I feel like he might have an advantage, but we'll see what goes on. But if someone has a +4 in their arsenal, I think I'm going to use it at the end.
We'll see what happens with that, but thank you, Fitzy. Technically,
Ooh, more ammo coming out right now.
Commentator, but okay, well, there's their finish there. That went a little bit disruptive, but Red's gonna take game 1 here and go up 1-0. Yeah, no wonder I was a bit distracted. That was a 7-card run to the finish.
Yeesh.
Yeah, Red, I guess my biggest question here is how much of that was built from the Draw City, and how much of that was just on the start, and then just having that green kind of be a bit of a foil there, as no wilds of either kind in that first game. Red reverse, red skip, blue skip, +2 from the start, rest from Draw City, so got double, so it did get double, on the, got a second red skip, and then the yellow +2, so, I mean, that
Still, that's an impressive ammo run to have from the get-go.
Yeah, that does work out ultimately for Red, but I mean, for Taco, I don't know if there's really much you could have done there, or maybe like one or two things you were holding off on that maybe just could have gone earlier. But I mean, any thoughts on that one?
I had a +2 in the bank, but I mean, that probably could have held him off a little bit longer, but probably wasn't expecting so much ammo that quickly into the match. But I'm not too worried. It's game one. Just gotta focus.
All right. Well, as Taco said, it is only game one, but after game one comes game two. It will be Red's call still, just can't pick 12.
With this being a 9-game series, you do get a little bit more opportunity to maybe feel out your opponent in the first round or two.
Yeah, and again, another red start here. It's red 4 this time, but again, I mean, obviously there's points where it's like you get a bad hand and the opponent gets a good hand. There's not much you could do, but you could also still see what this opponent specifically likes to do. Like, do they like holding their ammo? Do they like splitting it up? Do they like color switching or something like that? But Red was probably hoping
Red
for a color
ISO.
switch there, as he has barely any red. He does have a blue one.
Showing his hand a little early there, though. Could be risky.
Ooh, that doesn't work.
Red ISO'd again on blue.
This is not looking to be a great start for Red here, as he is not very strong on 2 colors.
Taco with the possession arrow. How long will he be able to keep running with it for?
This will be pretty big for Taco if he can get a quick one here.
Might be typing up a run as we speak.
There's your run. It's down to 2 as it goes into wild green. Although this is going to be the first time that Red might be a little freed up here. Not going to have a stop there, but he's going to have a play. Taco at least down the Uno, maybe the game.
Could be a quick finish.
And
it
there
is.
Yeah. 139 or 138 on the clock, so really quick one. Red, it seems like you were just a lot of oh wow, no. Red seemed to have all the ammo, but no escapes.
Not a great way to connect with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're out of the loop there,
Oh.
then you're kind of in trouble there, and that's kind of where Red found himself quickly. But yeah, it didn't seem like there was much you could do besides maybe go for a door opener with the Red +2, but yeah.
That's always a risky play, though.
But yeah, Taco just kind of able to run through that. I don't really got much for you on that one. Nifty, you got anything? Otherwise, you could just jump to game 3.
Nah, I think the luck just fell in Taco's favor like he wanted it to this time, and pretty plan A on his end, so I'd say we could just go on.
Alright, well, Taco will have the call, just can't pick 11 here.
I'll go with 10.
Alright, we're going to keep the trend of going downward here. 11 worked out for him with that good hand, and now he's hoping to maybe continue that fortune here with 10, as we start with green 5 this time, so no red. And red
Swap
again.
into blue real early.
That's the second time Red has done an immediate switch from his first turn here, and game 2 was the only time he didn't do that, and he drew Red away, so...
I'm hoping that... Oh, another switch over.
Doing a good
Yeah,
bit
is
of...
Red just hoping to continue running off of good
bit of light switching, as Taco's gonna have the crossover into green. No rainbow there, as Red's gonna place down the green 0, not red 0. Me too, and I mean, we've been running numbers so far, but we're really getting down to the wire here, so we do finally see the red here.
So he had red to use, he just did not want to use it right away.
Just how much
Oh
red does
wait,
he
no, we
have?
started on green, that's right. Bleh.
Or, no, yeah. We started on green. But then we went back to green.
Morning matches.
Alright, red 3. I'm looking for maybe a run here. Maybe just needed that switch to the red, because I mean, we saw the ammo on red last time. Taco is not feeling good about this.
Red questioning the next move.
Okay,
We're at
so
4 card, 5 card. Could be close to finish potential.
he might be close to finish here. I don't think this is a finish unless he's thinking about power play.
Yeah, but do you really use the?
Well, there
He
you go.
is.
He is gonna use it here. So
If you see an
we'll see.
opportunity, might as well go for it because you might not get the chance later.
All right, that will be game here.
All
And
right.
Red's gonna get it. Yeah, I mean, threw down a +6, then went for the wild, and that was pretty much it. So, Red, curious on the thoughts of using power play early here. We do see that sometimes, but interesting call there. Couldn't risk it. I guess for Taco, was there anything you could have maybe done there, differently, or? Okay, well, he was I mean, he was technically close, but I mean, that was
Yeah,
before the +6. We were on red, so
there would have been some sort of connection needed from red to yellow that Taco just did not have quite yet. Still, I don't blame red for the call. Sometimes you don't see a better use for the power play. I feel like it's okay to use it early on like this to push ahead 2-1 now for the series. Maybe
and
continue riding this momentum into more of a win streak, but we'll have to see what Taco's response is now with the power play in his possession here too.
yeah, only one power play in this series, so red will have no more the rest of the way, but he does use it to get a win. But yeah, off to game 4 here. Taco looking to even things up. Just can't pick 11 still.
Go with 12.
All right, going back to 12. So we are going back to 12 now. Which we did see red win in the first go round here.
They like to keep it double digits here.
All right, yellow 1.
Are we going to see the early swap off again? Yep. I'm not going to trust the color that we start on anymore.
Yeah, but this time it's Taco who does the quick switch off. Usually we're seeing red to do it, but now Taco's doing a bunch of light switching. Trying to open
Throwing
up
the
this
strategy
game.
right back at red.
You're trying to open up this game a bit tricky.
Exhausting some of the green options now. Maybe looking for another place to swap over. Yep, here we are back to blue.
And first ditto
Ditto.
of the series.
Leaving it on 9, though. Could we see another color swap from Taco? Not quite.
We'll see.
Ooh.
Oh no, that's a slight mistake actually.
Fumbles on the blue skip.
Might get away with it though.
Maybe there was another card that Taco had to play with on blue, but if not, this will be a pretty rough moment.
No,
He's
draws.
drawing.
All right, so that might actually ultimately be a small mistake here from Taco.
Dang. Looking for some sort of connection there in the future to get back to that blue skip.
Well, there's a red skip and then the red 7. Another draw from Taco here, and unfortunately this game is slowly getting away from him.
Red down to 3 cards. Might have the finish.
There's your finish right there.
There we are.
And another relatively quick one, under 2 minutes. 150. I mean, I guess I'll just jump to Taco here real quickly. Small mistake on the command with the blue skip, ultimately. had the blue 4 get played and not the blue skip. Any comments on that? Anything that like kind of disrupted what you were going for?
I mean, in the end, it ultimately didn't matter, but I reckon a little disappointing. Glad it happened in a situation where I guess I mean it was bound that I was probably not making it out of that situation, regardless of whether or not the skip was played. But you know, just gotta clean it up in the future. I mean, we're still not an ideal position to be in, but 3-1 and at best of 9 isn't horrible. Just gotta work your way out.
Yeah, and I mean, we're looking at the stats here. This is seeming to be a red lead on the ammo right now, but a really interesting thing, we have not seen a single +4 through 4 games so far. Any thoughts on that, Nick?
Interesting. Yeah, these players have been able to find finishes in various other ways. I don't know where the +4s are hiding today. Maybe they're still waking up in bed. Uh, I I'm wondering when they're gonna come out. If the players have just been like someone hid them. Oh, we're gonna have to play a game of hide and seek over the next few games here. Uh, I mean, I think it speaks to the skill of these players though that they're still managing to find ways to make runs and try to throw off their opponent without the use of big card draw ammo.
Yeah, I mean, if it was up to me, I'd be fine with these +4s staying away the entire series, but we're bound to probably get one eventually. But Red 3-1, he gets the home field back now in a good spot here. Just can't pick 12 here as he goes 2 for 2 on the 12 card start, and he's gonna go 2 up here with 14.
They've been playing some pretty quick matches. It's been our first match was 3.5 minutes, and that's been the longest so far.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this in the last round also, where there was a good chunk of quick matches here. A good bit of Plan A here, which wasn't necessarily the most fun thing to watch, but yeah, I mean, both players here just trying to do what they can with what they got. Red is able to get the lineups to run this to the end.
Yeah, as long as they aren't playing too fast where they're making more typo mistakes like Taco did earlier. Sometimes you gotta slow it down to make sure you're playing what you want to play. But seems like they're doing okay on this match so far. Switching over to blue, did a play.
And again, it's like that situation for Taco ultimately really wasn't going to change the outcome either way, but you want to make sure you're not doing that in a moment where it could absolutely change the game. And I mean, in terms of the mistakes, we almost saw a massive one yesterday with Mac Johnson forgetting to call Uno in game 6 and game 6
Of the D1 finale?
no, wait, no, it was game 7. But got away with it after 21 minutes.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah. Power played that too
Red's
as well, so
forced to
he
draw.
burnt the power play as well, but Red draws.
Taco has possession on green, maybe looking to make a run here. Yes.
It's gonna help Taco a bit. Gonna want to
We're
get this
still
one
on 7. Down to 1.
The question is now, what does Taco have up his sleeve?
Good bit of typing going on here. Red defenseless against any sort of chain that might come up.
And that might be the game, and we see our first +4 here, but it's ultimately going to be part of a chain.
But can't be interrupted because power play's gone as Taco secures a second win in the series here.
There it is. Red with a little bit to work with, but ultimately not going to be able to defend against a 6-card run here, and that's a second game that's had a big finish there. But first +4 shows up here.
Yeah.
But Taco with a crucial win here to put himself back at 3-2.
Red switch, then I could +2 him, but really it doesn't impact much. Yeah, kind of tough to find some defensive plays there.
Yeah, but ultimately, that is how it's gonna go. As Taco gets one back here, but it'll be game 6 here. So again, I don't really got much on that one.
Yeah, like I said, at the start off, as long as they don't get caught up in the excitement and stay focused on the goal, Taco can definitely come back from an early 3-1 here as he's starting to claw back.
Taco
Might be able
yeah,
to tie it up with this next match.
Taco making sure he took his time on that one. Because that was definitely a moment where you did not want to make a mistake.
No, of course not.
But yeah, again, and he can take his time on that also since Red can't defensively power play now. But
Yeah,
Red's
that's going to
have
open up a lot of opportunity for Taco if he has more runs like that in the next few games. And that is the disadvantage of using the power play earlier.
yeah, well, Red's gonna have game 6 call here. 14 doesn't end up working, but we'll see if he goes for something else or maybe runs it back at 14. All right, 9, first non-double digit start here.
Still mid-tier, though.
Wow, that's the second time we started with a reverse in a row.
I'm not trusting that we're staying on blue for long, knowing what these two have been doing.
Well, we stay on it for more than a turn. And Red has
Oh.
ran out, and that is kind of a similar
All
start to
right.
game 2 here, which is not a good sign.
Taco continuing a run on blue for now. There's
Yeah,
the...
block.
Oh! Swap it back!
Yeah, he is not letting Red get out of this scot-free. He's going to keep things going. He's going to get his own switch here, and that's honestly a good play to force Red to a bad spot, but Red has the +2. Give him a bit of a slap in the face to tie things up.
A lot more back and forth this time. Oh.
Taco's still with advantage here, but gonna kind of
Pulling
just
ahead.
take off that +2 with that play. Now he's back at 5, looking at 4. There it is. Red runs out, and this is not good for Red here, as he is in a tailspin at the moment.
Does Taco have... No! Ditto
Ditto,
play,
that's
drop deck.
not really gonna do anything. So we're gonna have another round of draws. But probably works out better for Red here that Taco is out, so have a bit of time to regroup. Because he was not in a good spot to start that game off.
They're both looking to draw back more ammo, looking for more connections. Maybe drawing a bit more than needed just to see if they can continue something to run off of. Both of these players seem to really like switching the color when they can.
Alright, there's the switch to
There we
yellow
are.
now. So Taco gonna take initiative on that. Red, no yellow, so
Just keeps finding dead ends.
I mean, seems like 2 color. I mean, could maybe have like an ammo run there, but just no closer. And speaking of ammo,
There's
it's a
the ammo run.
3-card run to green. We were drawing on green before, and Taco is now out.
We're drawn again on green.
So ultimately just gives himself a bit more of a gap here, but it's an interesting call to go back to the green, especially running on the yellow.
I mean, when you're already this far behind, I feel like in Red's position, you need to keep drawing until you get some stuff that you can work with to close that gap more. Instead of just letting Taco continue on whatever plan A or plan B, whatever he had.
Yeah, red top decks a green 8. And Taco's not going to switch it. Can Red switch it? No, he cannot.
Quiet.
Yeah, now we're going up towards the higher tier now. Green 3, another top deck.
Another... Is 3 the magic number? Indeed it is.
There's a switch, and now we are off rolling here. Taco again still with the lead here, but Red with blue, haven't seen in a while, might be able to run this a little better. Red with the green and yellow ultimately was not working out well, but with blue and red might be a bit of a better combo for him.
Red returning to his kingdom. Now he's got a
So
+2 to drop.
it's going to give him the lead here, but this is basically going to be a 3-color game right now.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to go back to green if they can help it.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how much yellow red Taco might have, because I feel like that might be where he'd want to go to. But
Ditto
red
play.
9, it's another ditto.
Leaving the door open for a potential switch here for Taco.
We saw one yellow 9 earlier. Taco maybe going on a bit of a run. Yeah, it's typing this out, so bit of a run here, and it's going to be a 4-card play into blue, and that'll give him the lead.
Bit of an edge. Back to
Ooh, got the
red!
red block there.
Returning to the kingdom again.
Taco typing, he has a response. He has the +4, and it goes into yellow now.
He definitely wanted to use that for a finish, but it felt like the time to use it here. Might still have something on yellow to close out, but maybe red got some ammo back. We'll have to see.
Might be taking a second to think about this. Again, can't power play here, although I don't know if power playing here would have been a good idea from red.
Questioning. I wonder if red also has a +4 that he's questioning if he wants to use in retaliation this early. Like, does Taco really have the close on yellow? Or does red potentially have one more turn to try and...
Alright.
Oh, there we are. Returning to the kingdom once more, but giving back some ammo to Taco to work with.
Yeah, here comes the +4s here as well. We're absent the first 4 games, but the last 2 they are coming to life as a +4 in response, and it's a wild in response here. And now we have to run yellow. Red's gonna begrudgingly agree with that for now.
I mean, no other choice. But at least with that +4, it might have disrupted whatever finish Taco had in mind, so I feel like yellow could be a comfortable spot for the moment.
We'll see. Taco yellow 1, double yellow 7
Back
from
to
red.
7.
Taco's gonna be fine with that. I mean, again, that double yellow 7 was only gonna hurt him if he needed a switch there, but red has ran out on
Darn.
yellow. He may have needed a switch there. We'll see later.
Taco typing up
Another
to
wild.
green.
Alright, so
We're on green again.
red, this green has been horrible for red all game, so again, can't find
Taco
anything
might
there.
have more to run off of here with that +4 though. Yeah, there we go.
There it is. There's your double. And that'll be game. From what I'm seeing, I don't think it would have been a direct Uno finish or direct finish there from the after the +4. Last draw game of +4. Wow. Okay, so Taco escaping with one at the right time, but now we are tied at 3-3 here. Longest game of the series so far, Taco. Walking me through that game, you were definitely in control for a good bit of it, but there was definitely some setbacks here and there. But any comments on getting the win there to tie it all up?
Down to a good use of my +4 in that situation. I really wanted to hold it to secure that win, because you know all you need is if I just played the wild, because I had a wild, 2 yellows, and the wild +4. If I just played the wild and got 1 yellow, I figured like, hey, it's over in 4, like in just 3 turns. But I would rather secure it and maybe go a little bit longer and make sure that I don't end up messing up by giving red too much variability on what could be in that hand, because he only had about 4 cards left, and with how Uno is and how these matches have been, there's just been long chains so far. So I didn't want to risk it. So I figured that was the best call, and this time it seemed to have worked out, getting the game back to 3-3.
All right, for red, I mean, he's walking through his thought process on the +4, and ultimately he's thinking that was not the play he needed. could have swapped the red because Taco would not have red pause to decide whether to defensive with +4 or not. Although I think Taco did have a wild though, so maybe would have forced that out.
Yeah.
But still, red's head maybe could have played that a little differently. But we are now tied here.
3 more matches potentially. Both opponents just need 2 more wins to finish out this series. So I feel like it's likely that we'll go to game 9, but it's not a guarantee. Either one of them could still close out these last 2 games.
Yeah, that is true. Taco has the next 2 starts, and he also has the power play here. So I would say slight advantage Taco at the moment, but this is essentially a best of 3. With that,
I think I'll go with 11 card start.
we are going back to 11 once again. Taco won on this in game 2. Ken Pickett
We've been
since it's
staying around.
Yeah.
Staying around a lot of the same card starts for sure.
Yeah, again, MCSR rules, Taco can go back to 11, but Yellow Skip is the opener, and that's our 3rd special card start opening.
Is anyone going to take advantage of the ammo start?
We haven't really seen that so far, and we're not going to see it again. But staying on yellow right now. Again, we've seen the last time that this has happened. Okay, so only 1, but we saw the last time this happened. There was a draw very quickly, but goes into green, crossover into red here.
3, the magic number. Going up to 7.
And now we'll see what both these players look to cook here.
Does red have a run on red?
I mean, quite possibly. He's been able to find some of this ammo on red so far. Fred
Waiting.
With a hold.
Thinking out the next play. Is it maybe too early to bring it? Nope. No, we're going in. The run's not done quite yet.
And that's a big run here to get himself down to 4. It's a 5-card run. And a +2 also there as well. So 4 to 10 right now. Maybe gonna put a bit of pressure on Taco here.
He don't like it. Is he gonna switch over to another color? Looks like we might get a counter run with a +4. That's what I'm guessing.
I mean, I could see +2, a +2 chain here as well. All right, no, okay, so I guess a chain in the way, but +4, +2, that is a +6. That will give Taco the lead here, 7 to 10 now, as we go into green. Yeah.
Another earlier than they would have liked +4 play, I'm sure, but felt necessary to even out the count more and put it in Taco's favor as we're continuing to run on green for a little while.
And, okay, so Taco runs out on green now, and red actually has a +4 of his own. Now we go to blue.
Oh my gosh.
And suddenly it's the same situation as before.
These two are not afraid to use the ammo this time. I think they both know that it's getting down to the wire. They don't want to let either opponent get too close to the finish here.
Red might have it
green.
here. +4. Oh my Jesus.
A double? Red was holding on to 3 of those?
We were talking at the start before, like, wouldn't mind a little luck on your side, and I think that's a situation where red would not mind it. But yeah, that is a crazy hand to have, especially in a game as critical as that. Red goes up 4-3 here. Man, I'm not really sure if there was anything else Taco could have done there, but
maybe interrupt the chain earlier with the power play if he wanted to use it defensively. I mean, he's got at least one more match to use that power play in, so
it's
I
crazy.
feel like the opportunity is...
It's crazy how the wild category was the longest list out of the 4. That is a sign that you have a good hand. But yeah, that is quite the turnaround for Red here in this spot. But
Oh wait, yeah, there wasn't a chain this match that. No, that must have been the last series. Yeah.
all right, Taco. I'm gonna go for a full send here in game 8, trying to get things to going in his direction here, trying to force a game 9 now. He does have the power play, so does have a bit of wiggle room, but
It's the advantage versus the determination. Red's still been trying to claw back a win here.
well, red 4 send it, and or blue 4, not red 4, but we're sticking with blue. We've seen these switches early on. We didn't see it last game, but last game also red had insane hand, so
Yeah, I would not want to switch out or too or much with that hand.
yeah, I mean, again, we've been talking about a lot this tournament, how there's been a very big lack of upsets here, and I'm wondering if this situation might benefit Red here because he is the higher seed here, so this would be another match that ends up not being an upset, goes by the projection.
This might be the longest we started on one color in an open.
Probably is, yeah, but we get to switch the green. Green 5, green 2. And now we're just
They're
rolling
just
with green.
exhausting all the green again. Looking for somewhere to switch over probably, but green 0. Yeah, when you start out with so many cards, you definitely want to burn out a lot of the color options early, but we got yellow now.
Wild into the yellow here. I'd be surprised if Taco can't play this at least for a little bit, but again, no draws so far. With a full send, the biggest thing is you do not want to be the first one to draw, so
Yeah. They're both even card count still. Might change in a moment. We're definitely getting a big run here.
3-card run here and draws, so ends up being the first draw, but doesn't do it without throwing a little ammo here.
Back to green.
And
Red still had green up the sleeve, but it wasn't an ideal one.
Man. Okay, leaves the +2 open now. He's gonna escape with it as Taco has a green 4. And
that's always so risky to me.
And depending on the situation, maybe advantage Taco in that one. It really depends, because if he has another green, that might be a bit of trouble.
Red closing the gap. Taking out that yellow reverse while there's still opportunity to get rid of the ammo there. Might not have something great to switch with.
Taco runs out on yellow, so green, yellow
Still
not
a little
going
bit
too
of
strong
time
here.
for red here.
This red is now in the lead. Taco with another wild. That might have been a top deck if we go back into green.
It's looking for an ISO for sure.
And Red's gonna jump on a +4 here. May want to save that to the end here, but felt he had to go for the aggression there.
I feel like, have we seen Red so far this series? Or this match? I feel like both players have plenty to run on here.
We've seen, we haven't seen Red in this game so far, so this is the first time we're seeing this is Pandora's, but yeah, Red getting down to the towards the end here potentially.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was something on Taco's end to reverse the count here, but yeah, tough spot for Red. Might be close to a finish, but no power play to get it there. Oh, we got a draw. Does Red have any more to continue?
That's
That's
a
the finish.
+4. Wow. Okay, so Red
That's
just in these
game.
last two games was just able to find so many +4s, and I guess that just timing really worked out well for him. And Red is going off to the final four here. Disappointing way for it to end for Taco, especially with the early parts of the game having no +4s, but all the +4s seem to come out towards the end, and most of them really went the red here. Unfortunate way for that one to end. Taco, was there really, it didn't seem like there was much you could have done there, especially with the draw at the end. That seems more like a surrender flag in a way, but any comments on the series overall?
Series was fun. Obviously, not the outcome you plan for, but didn't have any ammo in that final hand. I could have used the power play and extended it, maybe one more turn. I don't. I reckon I could have changed the yellow, but that didn't change anything since it's +4. I mean, I could have hoped. Rough situation, but it. I got really lucky with. I got really lucky with my card luck in my previous two games that I played against Joao and Arnhem, and it's only fair that sometimes you get what you what you take, and it's just one of those situations.
All right, well, for Red here, he makes his first Final Four. Was having a bit of concerns going into this tournament, but now is potentially 2 games away from winning the tournament and just straight up being in the D2 championship as an auto berth. But Red, any comments on being able to get the win here? I mean, the early power play might have helped shift the tone here, but definitely those last 2 games came in big with the +4s there. So will that ultimately put you in a great spot to close out the series, even without the power play? But any comments here as you make the Final Four for the first time? This is probably also going to end up being just under an hour stream, so.
Yeah, they had some very fast matches. That was a quick series overall.
Seen quite a few of those, honestly, but honestly, it all came down to the wild +4s that I got in the last 2 games. Which, I mean, yeah, fair enough. That was pretty big.
Big luck for sure, but I feel like that power play might have been used at the right time then. Red saw the opportunity to take that win and got it earlier there, so gave him enough time to get to these last 2 games where the draw luck was in his favor.
Yeah. Single +4 in the 6 games. I mean, honestly, there was barely any +4s in the first 6 games. I mean, none in the first 4, and then only 1 in game 5. So yeah, series started with no +4s and then ended with all +4s. So weird how that plays out.
Red entering Final Four for the first time, living up to that title of king as he's now head of the region, everyone else starving to the drought. What a way to kick off the regional finals here. And we got more matches coming up throughout this weekend.
Yeah, we'll get the quotes here. I think those are going to be the quotes for the write-up, but that will do it again. Bracket not updated. I'm not sure if we'll have an updated bracket for 9:30. Short is relatively busy today, but Red has secured the first spot into the Final Four here. We'll see who takes the remaining 3. Again, we have another match tonight with number 1 seed Ridley versus number 2 Cyan. We'll see who gets the win there. Ridley last 1 seed remaining, and one of 2 players from the Final Four in the last tournament who are still in the hunt here. So looking for back-to-back Final Fours, and then Cyan looking for his first Final Four after finally breaking through the round of 16. And then of course Monday 9:30 p.m. MyHale Ami, the latter of the 2 as I mentioned, and MyHale looking for his first Final Four since his debut tournament last season, and then of course White Spider Bob Ross. White Spider looking for his first Final Four since Tournament 3, that big run, and Bob Ross, who has never been in this round before, looking for his first Final Four in general. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back with some more action later tonight, but until then, on behalf of the MRE Uno team, including my co-commentator Nifty, our ref Yoshi, and everyone who came out to watch, thank you all so much for watching. Congratulations to Red on getting the victory here. We will see him in the Final Four, but until then, we will catch you all for some more MRE Uno action later tonight. But until then, take care and have a good one.
This has been a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 2.